This little video is going to show you how to solve one-step equations like x plus 3 equals 8, x minus 4 equals 10, 2x equals 10 and x divided by 10 equals 2. So the first thing to remember with equations like this is that there is only one solution, that's why it's an equation. There's only one possible value for the x. Now, most of you for the first one will see straight away that it's going to be 5 because 5 plus 3 equals 8. But in terms of algebra, and to help you progress onto two-step equations and ones with unknowns on both sides, you need to know that actually this sort of represents, you can think of this, I think of a number, I add 3, and after I added 3, I got the answer of 8. So what did I get before I added the 3? Well, the inverse of add 3 is subtract 3. So I'm going to take away 3 from both sides. X plus 3 minus 3, well 3 take away 3 is 0, so that just leaves x, and 8 take away 3 is 5. So x equals 5, and I can check it by saying 5 plus 3 does equal 8. Let's look at the second one, and this one, if you thought of the x as a question mark, do you think of the x as a question mark? I'm not sure you can see the green there. Let's try the pink. That might be better. So question mark, take away 4 equals 10. Well, the opposite of take away 4 is add 4. So the inverse of take away 4 is add 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And that leaves me x equals 10 plus 4 is 14. And 14 take away 4 is 10. Here, the inverse of multiply, which 2x means something multiplied by 2. So the inverse of times by 2 is divide by 2. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. This one, this line here means divide. So it means something divided by 10 equals 2. Well, the opposite of divide is multiply. So I'm going to multiply 2 by 10, and 2 tens are 20. So x equals 20. This is the one that most people struggle with the most. So I'm going to do a few more examples, and then, as ever, I'm going to give you the opportunity to have a go. If you can grab some scrap paper now, whilst I'm writing out some one-step linear equations that we're going to have a go at, you might want to try and answer them before I do, or even you might want to just do them in your head. If you've got to the stage where you can look at a one-step equation and answer it in your head, that's absolutely brilliant. Well done. Let's have a look at some. So let's say I think of a number and I'm going to add 6. Well, straight away, as soon as you see that, you know that the number I was thinking of was only what I write here after I added 6. So after I've added 6, I get the number 20. What did I get before I added 6? Well, the inverse of add 6 is minus 6. So I'm going to take away 6 from both sides. 6 take away 6 is 0, so x on its own. 20 take away 6 is 14. And let's double check. What's 14 plus 6? 20. Did you get that right? I hope so. Next one. X minus 5 equals 11. What's the inverse of take away 5? That's right, plus 5. Well done. So plus 5. So the answer is x equals 16. 16 take away 5 is 11. Lovely. Here's some more. 5x. Now, if you've seen the number on linear sequences, this means 5 lots of the number. It's something multiplied by 5. Well, after I've multiplied it by 5, I get the answer of 40. So can you remember what the inverse of times by 5 is? Well, the inverse, the opposite, is divide by 5. So 5x divided by 5 gives me x. 40 divided by 5 gives me 8. And 5/8 are 40. Well done. Let's speed up a little bit. Think of a number and times it by 3 and I get the answer of 12. What's 12 divided by 3? Did you get that? I hope so. If not, you probably just need to brush up on your times tables. One-step equations are often just times tables in disguise. I'm going to do a divide one now. Think of a number, divide it by 4, and I get an answer of 7. Okay, so what's the inverse of divide by 4? Well, it's multiply by 4, and 7 times 4 is 28. One more, and then you can have a pause and have a go at some. Here's another one. 16 plus x equals 18. Bit trickier, but the principle is the same. Think of that as a question mark. 16 plus what equals 18? Now here, when the number is at the beginning, if there isn't a minus sign, we assume that means it just is a positive number. So x, we're going to take away 16. 18 take away 16 is 2. Did you get that right? I hope so. Don't get fuzzled, don't get sort of worried that they're the wrong way round. One more, and then you're going to have a go at some. Think of a number, divide it by 3, and get an answer of 7. Okay. Well, it's the 3 times table we're worried about. What's the inverse of divide by 3? Multiply by 3. So the number on the top here is 21 because 7 times 3 is 21. Right, I'm going to write some one-step linear equations for you to have a go at, and I would then pause the video and just have a go. Some of you might find, especially if you're good at your times tables, that you can actually do these before I even press pause, but let's have a look. So we've got x plus 8 equals 14, x minus 3 equals 21, x divided by 2 equals 15, x plus 7 equals 1. Oh, tricky one. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And 3x equals 9 and 7x equals 35. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, you've had a chance to have a go at these. I'm just going to write down the answers and then you can stop watching and go and have a cup of tea, or you can watch again to see. So 14 take away 8 is 6. X equals 6. And 6 plus 8 is 14. Inverse of take away 3, so 21 plus 3 is x equals 24. Here, the inverse of divide by 2 is multiplied by 2, and 15 times 2 means x equals 30. And 30 divided by 2 is 15. I'm going to do this one last because it's the nastiest. 3x equals 9. Well, that means 3 times x, 3 times something. The inverse of times something is divide. And 9 divided by 3, x is equal to 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. Here, the inverse of times by 7 is divide by 7. So, if I divide both sides by 7, 7 divided by 7 is just x, because it's 1x, but we don't write 1x, we just write x. And 35 divided by 7 is 5. 7 times 5 is 35. What about this horrible thing here? Well, means using a bit of a number line. Inverse of add 7 is take away 7. So x add 7 equals 1. I'm going to take away 7 from both sides. So 7 take away 7 becomes 0, which leaves x on its own. And 1 take away 7, well, I'm taking away more than I started with, so it becomes negative 6 minus 6. Think of a number line. I'm starting at 1, and I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if that number is 1 starting point, that's 0. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. So the answer is negative 6. Okay, right. And that's it. I hope that helped. And thank you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.